Walk with History is from Ocracoke Island in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So here I am at this British cemetery on Ocracoke Island in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Now to get out here we had to take a ferry. And Ocracoke Island is probably most famous for Blackbeard, because this is where Blackbeard's ship was anchored when he was killed and his crew was captured. They were anchored out here, and this was a famous place for Blackbeard. He liked Ocracoke Island. He just liked the vantage point it gave him. He liked to anchor here. It was an easy place to pull in and out of. And you really couldn't access it by anything other than boats or ships. So it was a relatively safe place for him. So this British cemetery is located here. These are burials from World War II. So what happened is off the coast of North Carolina during World War II, German U-boats would patrol the area to blockade, stop trading and things like that. And the British were out here helping America. And it was the HMT Bedfordshire that was actually out, and it was hit by a German torpedo. The U-boat 558 fired a torpedo and sunk the ship. And it sunk really fast, and 37 British men were killed and 4 washed ashore here at Ocracoke. What's neat about this area is you're going to get so much of this coastal sailor history here, because you can only really access this place by ship or boat. Even our cars had to be brought over by ferry. So that's where you're getting sailors and pirates and people of that nature who make their homes here and live here and trade here. That's why this cemetery is commemorating British sailors. Blackbeard was around here. Calico Jack was around here. These famous pirates roamed this area. So here we are, Scott and I are sailors too, so here we are amongst our people off the coast of North Carolina. So here we are at Ocracoke. You pronounce it like the vegetable and the soda, Ocracoke, North Carolina. There's the water tower up there.
Mommy, Ocracoke.
Ocracoke. And here we are at the harbor.
Ocracoke.
Ocracoke. We're going to walk over to the Historical Society Museum. William Teach is the real name of Blackbeard. So this was William Teach's stomping ground. And William Teach was actually killed here.
Blackbeard. Edward Teach, the pirate all pirates fear.
So here we are in the David and Alice Williams house, circa 1900, and this is David and Alice. And our docent, Emmett, gave us a really good update that they raised 6 boys in this house. So you can imagine this house has seen a lot of action. Captain David Williams. He's the chief of the U.S. Life-Saving Station on Ocracoke Island. So life-saving stations are what the precursor to the Coast Guard were. And of course, there's people out here, especially out here, who I'm sure got gold medals, life-saving, when they went out and rescued people. Oh, look at this cloak. Here's a nurse's cloak. Oh, I love these with the red. You can always tell it's nurses by the red. It's a ship cloak. I love these shipwreck maps. So we are at Ocracoke Island right here. This is where we are. Ocracoke. Like I said, Ocracoke. The vegetable and the soda. This is the island right here. Mail boats. Just talk about life. What was life like out here? You got the Navy was out here. Here's an old the British cemetery where we just were. Blackbeard's attacks. And his crewmen. So remember we did the video from Williamsburg and we talked about the pirates that were killed at Williamsburg. These are the ones that are hanged at Williamsburg. Captured at Ocracoke, hanged at Williamsburg. This was the big party. Remember I told you that William Teach was having this party, and then that's when the Governor Spotsworth he didn't want to pardon him because he felt like he was going to create more trouble. So he sent some people down here to capture him, but ended up killing him. But he took his other pirates captive. So this talks about Governor Spotsworth's decision to hunt him down. But this is the favorite anchorage of Blackbeard. Teach's Hole came from Edward Teach's alias Blackbeard. This is what Teach's Hole is an area of deep water on the south side of Ocracoke. Today the hole is 30 feet deep and it's located at the end of the Lighthouse Road. It says his last name was Drummond, but he changed his name to Teach to protect his family. He stood about 6 feet tall, broad shoulders, muscular body, bushy eyebrows. His beard covered his whole face, almost to his eyes. Although we have talked about this, there is no record to ever show Blackbeard killed somebody. So here we are at the harbor in Ocracoke Island. But here's this marker for Lieutenant Robert Maynard and of the Royal Navy sent by Governor Spotsworth. Governor Spotsworth of Williamsburg. Remember when we were there in Williamsburg? So right off the shore here is where Blackbeard was killed. William Teach was killed. Remember, he was having this great big party here. He was having a good time. He had just been pardoned. But the governor of Williamsburg didn't think he was going to reform his ways. And they came down here, killed Blackbeard, and then captured all of the other pirates, took them back to Williamsburg to stand trial. When William Teach was killed here, they severed his head and hung it from the end of a ship mast and then put it out in the Chesapeake Harbor so people could see it as a form of deterrence for pirating. But William Teach, again, there's no record of him ever having killed anybody, that he wasn't provoked in fighting. He just liked to commandeer naval ships and take their goods, and he would take them here to places like this and trade. So there's a really good book I was telling you about called Pirates' Nests, and it's written by a historian talking about these little inlet communities survived because pirates would come in and trade and keep them alive with just giving them goods and services and not going to the bigger cities, going to these smaller cities. And so these pirate nests, these places where these pirates could stop and go, actually survived and were viable because pirates used them. But it's so cool to be here. And like I said, if you get a chance to come out here, this is just wrought with history. To give you an idea of where we're at, we were right here, Ocracoke, and this is kind of William Teach area was right there. And this is the ferry we took from Hatteras. It's 40 minutes to the island. Can you imagine? This is where Blackbeard partied. This is where Captain Jack Sparrow talks about Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. Edward Teach, the pirate all pirates fear.
His stomping grounds. This is where he was killed. This is where he was having a good time when he was murdered, basically, after he'd been pardoned. So here we are. It's so cool. So here we are at Ocracoke Island Light Station. This light station is located on Lighthouse Road. Ocracoke Inlet was first placed on the map when English explorers wrecked a sailing ship here in 1585. And actually this lighthouse is the second oldest lighthouse in the nation. It's about 75 feet tall. Its walls are solid brick, 5 feet thick at the bottom and 2 feet thick at the top. So 5 feet thick here at the bottom, 2 feet thick at the top. Pretty cool, huh? I just love all this Blackbeard history, pirate history, just the influence that pirates had on American history, the influence that Blackbeard had on American history, right? Like even Pirates of the Caribbean is considered like an awesome Disney movie. And when you think of Jack Sparrow, like he really is, we picture him as is what Blackbeard looked like. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned more about Blackbeard and the influence that pirates had on American history and the Outer Banks. And I'll see you again on to my next Walk with History.